Guys, if I'm to be considered your elder sister in this scenario and I'm supposed to advise you on the essential tools that you actually need. Now, emphasis on the you actually need. Yes, because I'm not going to mention anything extra here. Yes. Here are my top 10 simplest, most important tools that you actually need to get started. First on our list is your measuring tape. Guys, you need this tape to take your measurements, to mark your measurements on the fabric as you cut, and also to confirm your measurement. You need to do all this. And tell me, how do you intend to be a tailor without a tape?
What?
You must have your tape at least to make sure you do all this, right? Next on our list is your tailor's chalk. You need your chalk. Yes, you need your tailor's chalk, and I'm recommending this type for you. You must not buy the pack though, just get one. One is like 150 or 200 depending on where you're buying from. But you need this particular one just because it has these tiny edges, right? And that way you could get perfect lines on your clothes rather than just having that bold lines because you are using normal board chalk. Please use this type, it will do you more service, right? Next on our list is your scissors. You need your scissors. At least as a beginner, you wouldn't expect me to start recommending sophisticated cutters, right? Just get this will help you. Yes, this will go a long way for you, and it's so cheap. You could get it for like 800 naira, or depending on the size you want to buy, you could get it for more than 1,000 naira, just depending on whichever one you want to go. But I think for a beginner you could go for the basic one, right? The one smaller than this, which is still cool, or you can go for this size, or even something bigger than this. Just make sure you have a sharp scissors that will serve you. And then the next is your needle and thread. You need your thread to thread your sewing machine. As you can see, I have one on my sewing machine right now. And you need your pin, guys, to do tacking. Yes, I wouldn't recommend you sewing with pin, but that's fine if you don't have access to a sewing machine. But assuming you have access to a sewing machine, guys, you don't need to start with this. Just start with your sewing machine. You're good to go, right? I'm telling you from experience. You may consider this just to join clothes and make sure that yes, you are putting something together and it's giving you a particular outcome, right? But then do not allow that process discourage you. It is not as difficult as you think it is, because sewing with this and sewing with this is two different things, right? But then it's recommendable for beginners without a sewing machine. But just because of the stress, and being that I'm not an advocate of stress, I wouldn't recommend it still, right? But that's fine. Just make sure you learn how to make use of this to do tacking. Yes, do neat invisible tacking. Learn how to tack your buttons, learn how to tack your facings, learn how to tack. Just do tacking when necessary. Yes, for instance, you want to tack your slits, right? You want to tack your hem, depending on the outcome you want to achieve. Just learn how to do invisible tacking and you're good to go. That's it for this. Then next on our list is your pins. Guys, you need these pins. It's so cheap. This is like 300 naira. Then you buy two for 500 naira. Buy this and it will save you a lot of stress. You can also buy other types, but then I recommend this just because I feel like it's much handy, right? Instead of struggling with that smallest office pin, you could just use this and it will save you a lot of time. And then guys, you also need it because you want to make sure your clothes are not moving or dragging, or that your hem is equal by the time you are done joining that clothes. This will help you to secure it, right? So just ensure you get one, please. That's it for this. The next on our list is your sewing machine needle. Guys, you see this particular thing, it will frustrate you as a beginner, but do not allow that frustration to discourage you though. Yes, it's normal. We all pass through that. Just because you don't know how to match your sewing machine very well yet, this tends to break a lot of time. But make sure each time it breaks, make sure you replace it. It's as simple as that. Do not allow that frustration discourage you or get to you in any way. Yes, it's part of the learning and it's normal, right? So that's it for the needle, right? And the next on our list is your roller. Guys, you need your roller. Yes, you need your roller to make sure you are getting perfect curves and straight line. For instance, I would recommend you go for this. You see this particular one is so good. It's super cool. I've been using it for years now. And the thing is, you can use it to mark your straight lines, right? Also use it to mark your hip, and then use this for your armhole, your necklines, depending on whichever thing you want to use it for, right? At least it's a multi-purpose ruler instead of that normal one that you may end up buying single. Buy one for hip, buy one for armhole, buy one for straight lines. Just go for this. And I don't know how much it is now, but just budget like 2,000 naira and then you get yourself one. Next is your fabric. Guys, you need your fabric, because how do you plan to achieve a particular outcome without a fabric? Okay, you want to sew clothes, what do you want to sew it is, right? So you need your fabrics, guys. And for a start, just because you're a beginner, yes, I wouldn't advise you to start spending money on buying beautiful costly fabrics yet, because maybe you have your fine design saved in your phone for months now, and because you're just starting, you can't really wait to sew that style and start wearing it. If you do that, few months from now, you will look back and be like, God, I can't really wear this, even if my life depends on it, because you've outgrown it, right? And imagine the money you would have used to invest in something else, you use it to invest in that. So I would advise you avoid going for costly fabrics. But if for any reason you like that fabric and you want to get it, but keep it. Do not sew it yet until you've mastered the basics, you've mastered pattern drafting, before you can go ahead and try that style on that fabric. For now, just go with something basic. For instance, an Ankara. Ankara is very nice just because it has up to 6 years for you to practice with, right? Now, imagine buying an Ankara as low as 3,500 naira and then you use it to practice different styles. You see how cool it is? So, I would recommend you buy Ankara, but even at that, please buy pattern papers to transfer your measurements. Just for the meantime, yes, and also to learn more designs as a beginner. Do not just limit yourself with few ones that you can sew because you don't have fabrics. You limit yourself. No, ensure you practice with your pattern paper. Practice how to draft a style with your pattern paper. That way you are good to go. And if for any reason you want to consider Ankara, you can get some fine prints. For instance, this is what I mean. This print, I got it for 3,500 naira, and you wouldn't even know that it's small Ankara because it's of nice quality still, even though it's small Ankara. You can go with something like this. Very beautiful prints that will still give you some designs that you want to achieve, right? Now, next on our list is your hemming gum. Guys, what is sewing without a hemming gum? You need your hemming gum very close to you as you sew, because you want to use this to turn your necklines, your sleeveless clothes, and just achieve neat finishing at the end of your clothes. Yes, it's so important you do that. So keep this very close to you. You could buy this for 800 naira. This size, I've used it. It does not finish fast, and even if it finishes, you can still replace it, right? I've used this for some time and it's still this big. You could go for the smaller ones. Yes, it has smaller sizes. I think those smaller sizes are about 500 naira. You could go for that one or go for this size 800 naira. Whichever one, just make sure you have a hemming gum that you work with, right? Trust me, you will like the outcome. By the time you sew with hemming gum, you will know the difference, right? Next on my list is your pressing iron. Guys, you need a pressing iron, and in this case you need a steam pressing iron, but at least for a start, use the one you have. If you do not have any, save up small money, at least 15 to 20,000 to buy Belgian steam pressing iron, and it will serve you. Most of them are very strong and also cool, right? So just make sure you have one. If you do not have any at all, make sure you buy one, but it's not like it's something you must buy immediately. But I recommend you have one at least for the meantime, so that you get used to getting neat finishing, which should be the normal thing as someone who wants to learn, right? Now, next on our list is the oga patapata of them all. You see this particular one, it's the main reason why two people might start at the same time. One will go far while one will not go far. That's because one has sewing machine and one does not have. Guys, please, you need to have your own sewing machine. I'm not saying you must have it at the beginning, but please, you must have one. Yes. Now, assuming for any reason you want to learn from a tailoring shop, right? It's okay, it's cool. You could learn for the meantime. At least within your first 2 to 3 months, you could learn without having yours. But make sure after your 3rd month that you must have acquired your own sewing machine. Whichever money that comes to your hand, make sure you save it until you can buy your own sewing machine. It makes a whole lot of difference. It helps you go far than those who do not have it. Please guys, I want you to understand how important it is that you acquire your own sewing machine. If you cannot buy the electric one, you could go for something like this. This will serve you very well. This is a manual one, but you can still buy Belgian. Yes, you can buy a new one for like 160,000 or less, or you go for tabletop. You can get it for like 250 to 350, right, depending on the type or the brand. And then you have your industrial sewing machine, 450 if you can. But if you can't, please guys, go for the Belgian manual sewing machine or Belgian electric sewing machine. Either of them, it's okay. What matters is that you have something to do your practicals. Yes, as you're learning, you also practice. That way you get to know when you need correction. Without practice, you may not really have that opportunity, and you end up learning everything. By the time you finally acquire it, you will realize you've not learned anything. Please, from experience, I want you to understand and take this part really serious. Make sure you acquire your own sewing machine. It's what makes learning very easy for you. Yes, without it, learning will be very slow. That's it guys. And that brings us to the last one. Even though it's the last one, it does not mean it's the least though. Although you can still, improvise, but you need it. And that item is your seam ripper, guys. You need your seam ripper at least to rip off your seams very neatly. This is not a seam ripper, it's a cutter. I use it to cut thread as I'm sewing, but I realized it has these sharp edges, right, which I could still use to rip off seam, and ever since then it's been serving me very well. So you can buy this or buy a seam ripper. At least it shouldn't be more than 500 naira. You see, one good thing about learning fashion designing, everything is so cheap. At least for a start, you must not break the bank to get started. Do not look at sophisticated tools yet. The basic ones are cool, and those basic ones can take you a long way. Trust me, from experience, I'm telling you this. Yes. So guys, that is it for this video. See you next time in my next video. Until then, stay blessed. Bye.